ke maweri haro le kita wanto kana kini ho mai haro ni belong ma lo soi fua mo ma le langi ma Brian Sang events a specialist with another episode 10 of Talanoa Moana, highlighting amazing stories within our Pasifika Polynesian diaspora. Today, family, I am so honored to have the incredible team, Kakaia Productions, an independent Pasifika-led film and theatre company co-founded by Carisse, Uta'i Kahu Kaiha. Their mission to tell authentic Pacific stories that empower communities, showcase identity, and create space for new voices in the industry. The short film, Kui Mother, directed by Kahu and written by Carisse, premiered at Māoriland Film Festival in 2025 or earlier this year, and won Best Indigenous Film at the Rhode Island International Film Festival, and now preparing their next short film, O Alofa Nei, or Alofa Nā, further cementing their place as rising voices in Pasifika storytelling. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, family. Really appreciate it. And a nice little fruit salad mix of Polynesian representation amongst yourselves. Yes. Carisse, you first.
Oh, talofa lava, thank you so much, Ma'a, for having us on today. Yes, as Ma'a just summarized, my name is Carisse Uta'i, and I'm of Samoan, Fijian, Tuvalu, Cook Island, and German heritage. But I was raised Samoan, so yeah, I'm Samoan.
Very good. In Kahu.
Kohanui everybody. I'm Kahu, from the Marquesas Islands. I don't really have a lot of mix, but yeah, I'm a director. I work with Carisse with Kakaia Production. Been doing it for quite a few years now, but yeah, I'm actually happy to represent my islands and be here to tell our stories as Pacific artists.
Awesome. For those not familiar with Marquesas, whereabouts is Marquesas, this beautiful island nation?
So Marquesas Islands is in French Polynesia, so it's actually on the northern east side of Polynesia. So us, we are in New Zealand with the southern side, but Marquesas Islands is the northern eastern side. So it's usually for people who want to see themselves in the map. It's right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and the Marquesas Islands right sitting underneath Hawaii. So that's where I'm from. Yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Kaoha.
Yeah. That's how we say
Kaoha. Yeah. That was like an episode of Chief of War.
Season 2.
Yeah, season 2. Hey, come on now, Jason, if you're watching. So take us back to put it down Hawaii, eh? Kaoha.
Hey, Jason, if you're watching. You said 6 times, Jason.
Come on, give us the more.
Come on.
So take us to the beginnings of Kakaia. And firstly, the meaning of the word Kakaia. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Kakaia, at the beginning, it was a name after a dance group that I created when I was a bit younger. And then when I came to New Zealand, I said, I might as well just carry on the legacy of that. And Kakaia is actually have different meanings. The first meaning, it's mean cannibal, which is Kakaia means cannibal.
Yeah.
And the other meaning, it's Kakaia is the name of a spider. Wow. So it's 2 different meanings. So that's why myself, I came in with that name Kakaia because it resonates a lot with my life experience, and we're plugging into the filmmaking to carry on the values of community and also being bold, not being afraid to tell our stories and not to be unapologetic about it. Nice. So that's what Kakaia means. So.
And to add like the spider aspect, we were thinking about like the web and how like lalanga obviously is a big word for Pacific. How we how do you say, how each story we collaborate with so many different cultures, but also with departments, people who work for costume, art, like all these different sections. So we're just acknowledging all of that as part of Kakaia Productions. Because it's a team thing. It's never an individual thing.
Come on. Yeah. How long has Kakaia been running now, and how did it all start? So for yourselves, do you have a background in filmmaking?
Yes. So Kakaia Productions officially started, I would say, last year, 2024. But we made Find Where I Belong, our first short film, in 2022. 2023.
And released in 2022.
Okay, 2022.
Yeah.
And then after the success of that, that's when I made a legit business.
Yeah, I wanted to take it more seriously.
Yeah, and then created it into a business, and then now we've made 2 short films straight after our first short.
Yeah. And we created Kakaia production. To be honest, it was just like to see how it looks like. You know, at the beginning we wanted to make films for fun, and then we realized that, you know, with Whānau Reno we got success with it, and with Koi as well, we wanted to be more legit, and also to protect the rights of our stories.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, you know, the production company, they get the IP of the story and they get the rights. And then, we wanted to do that just to protect our stories, and we can have control over them as well, and as a brand as well for me and Carisse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touching on Find Where I Belong, very, very powerful story. If you want to see a Marquesian in undies underneath a bridge, it's incredible. And I don't know how long you worked out before that one, but it's a powerful story. The other actor, so for yourself, you're acting on the short, along with the chemistry that you had between yourselves. How did you come, with that idea for Find Where I Belong?
I mean, for me and Carisse, you know, we're both actors. We trained.
We first started in acting.
acting.
Whereabouts did you guys train?
So I went to Unitech.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Oh, sorry. Back to you, Tony. Back to you. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not from Unitech. Okay, I'm gonna protect my tribe.
Yeah.
Now, I went to South Seas.
Wait, sorry about you.
That was South Seas, and then from there, I went on the industry, and then I was doing a lot of classes, and then I met Carisse before COVID, and then when we dated, we wanted to, we wanted to collaborate and work together and make something happen.
More than just acting.
More than just acting.
I think we could feel that we wanted to move up a level, which meant to write and to direct. Like Kahu's also a choreographer, a songwriter, and it's like more haka choreo and all that. So all those skills are transferable to making our first short film. Yeah. And he wrote that, and through the South Shorts mentorship through Script to Screen.
Nice.
And so he developed that, and I thought, well, this is the time I need to start producing, because I didn't want anyone else to own his idea and kind of like control that.
Nice.
So I thought, in order to protect him and for me to learn those skills.
That's not a someone's time.
That's not someone's time. Yeah, but because of that, because we were starting to learn a little bit more of like the business side of filmmaking, and so I thought, okay, I'll just take this opportunity to learn producing, and what better way than to be our first project together.
Wow.
And also after I was on set for I Got You season 1 with Abaros Vaihonga Iwasa. I was really inspired, and I knew that producing was where I wanted to kind of pivot to.
It's a real strong story to start your journey into filmmaking. Tell us about the process of deciding on this particular story and why it resonated so strongly with you both.
Yeah, I think for me, first of all, like when I went to do Script to Screen South Shore mentorship, I just wanted to write a story that is personal and something that I can act. Because at the beginning, I just felt like as an actor, I couldn't really fit into the industry. So at the beginning, I wanted to write that character from a different ethnicity to fit in the New Zealand environment. And I said to myself, I'm playing this. It's probably the first time a Marquesian person will be on screen. I'm just going to do that.
Wow.
And then it started off like that just by writing little scenes, because I was doing a lot of acting classes at night. And then I met the other actor, Steve, who is playing in the film. And we're just jamming ideas and working on the script. And then one night I've decided to submit that script to a program called Screen Fit. It was created by Nikki Siulepa, and then we try to make it work as if it was a film.
Wow.
And then from that idea, we worked out that it's worth making a film. And then we developed the script with Carisse, and we made sure everything was easy to shoot, and we crowdfunded the money.
But it was inspired from your father's story.
But the bigger inspiration was from my father's story and my story. It's a mix of both. Because my father, he sort of left the Marquesas, go to Tahiti to sort of, find a better life, support my mom. And at some time he was sleeping in the street to support himself and support my mom, because he was giving the money to my mom, who was pregnant to my older sister. So the story was about him trying to survive and trying to find money to take his family home.
Yeah.
And then mixing with my story coming into New Zealand, not feeling like home, feeling I'm still homeless, even though I'm living on people's house, but I still feel like I'm disconnected from my land.
Yeah.
And then it also was an opportunity to break the stereotype about Marquesas Islands. People think Marquesas Islands, French Polynesia, is New Caledonia.
Yeah. Okay.
And nobody knows about that. And then I wanted to make a film where I can introduce myself as a Marquesian with Carisse, with Steve and the team, but at the same time to show what's the Marquesas Islands about. Just give a snippet to the people, to the audience.
When you were talking about your dad and that the scene that really stuck out with me in the short, when the magazines had been burnt, and then just your reaction was so very raw and primal, and that, and I was like, what's this? What this guy are? So as an actor, but feel free to comment, because that whole thing of we always find the inspiration from real life, but then it's not doing sort of counselling in front of the camera.
100%.
For yourself, how do you sort of navigate and balance that, especially being a story which is so close to home for you and so personal?
Yeah, I hope that I managed that, to be honest. The whole making of the film was the drive of that performance, because I was like, to be honest, at the beginning, I didn't believe in myself. I just felt a little bit. It's the first time I'm making a film, never directed before. I have a team who helped direct the film, and I said, I have to give 100% of what I can. I've trained as an actor. I gotta give 100%. And during those scenes, I was just trying to be present. And we've done a lot of takes as well. There's some takes that didn't work, but we're like, no, I gotta go 100%. And me and Steve would work on those scenes in the night classes. So for me, it wasn't about. And I've done some research myself. It's just going to the streets and observing homeless people and how they are, and then figuring out they're actually humans.
Of course,
it's about finding out the humanity and how it feels like as a human when you have your dream taken away from you. And that's how I related to the characters, being like, it's a human feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, when we're talking about the production side, Carisse, producing, because even though it's a short film, it's not cheap, huh? I mean, how do you approach that side, especially if it's your first time and relatively new in the industry, going to be, hey, you're doing this short film, we need the help financially. How do you approach that side?
Gosh, it's like all the memories are like coming back to my brain again. Oh my gosh. So that's 4 years ago now. Yeah, 3-4 years ago. So we approached through Boosted. We made a crowdfunding campaign.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it was like 15.
No, it was 6,000, I think.
Oh my gosh, it was $7,000. $7,000. Yeah, because we didn't want to ask too much from.
We're scared.
We were really scared.
Ask people for money.
So that's like a little behind the scenes. Plus, the additional help from Kahu's father, who's a professional carver. So he's a professional carver overseas, and he wanted to invest. So he invested money into our project. I won't disclose, but it was a lot, and it was that plus our crowdfunding, plus our tenacity to really make this the best we could. And obviously a lot of support from people like Nikki Siulepa, again, Abaros, Wasa, like
community.
It's more, they were like more than mentors. That was the village, And then I was also working in a production, Sikfana, and so that was a Asian-centric food series based in Aotearoa, and I met crew there. And then I was talking about Find Where I Belong, and they were like, hey, if you want to make it, just let me know and I'll come help for nothing. So we didn't pay them a decent fee at all.
We paid them something, but not.
But we paid them something, but nothing compared to the rates, the usual rates. So we just discuss and just talk about it, and like set your expectations up front, because we knew we're asking so much from all these people around us.
Yeah, they have much more experience than us as well.
But they didn't even complain. They didn't even hesitate. They're like, I'm in.
Wow.
They just believed in us.
And then when Dad got to see the film, what was his reaction?
His first reaction, I watched it on the computer. And he didn't understand the world because, making a film for people in the islands, they don't have cinemas, They don't know what's looking at a big screen with audiences and big speakers. So he watched it on the film. I was like, oh, so you just spent all my money just to do this?
This gives me a typical response.
And then it was submitted to FIFA, which is a festival in Tahiti. There was like a small fiction section, and then our film got screened. And then I have all my friends who come and watch it, the people who supported the French Polynesia, and my parents. And when they watch it for the first time with an audience, they're like, "This is the big deal now, This is a big screen." And I say, "Yeah, this is the film. This is what we do." And then we were happy for the screening. And then when we won, that's when my dad sort of like realized, oh, this is investment goes into this type of scale.
But reversing to when they actually watched it, his parents had the tears just filling their eyes. Even all his best friends that he grew up with are turned behind and they're sitting rows above us, just all crying. But it was I think it was happy tears.
Happy tears.
Yeah, because he was so proud of them. He's the one who sacrificed, compromised his comfort and actually moved overseas to make his dream happen. And this dream happened. Yeah. And I remember when we were first dating, he said, my one wish is that my parents get to watch a film that I made.
It was a big deal.
It was a massive moment.
Yeah.
That was it will forever be rent free in my life.
What I think my highlight is there was some jokes in there that I left in the Marquesian.
Oh, okay.
And I said to myself, who cares? The world might not understand it, but the Marquesian will. Yeah. And then when those jokes popped up, all the Marquesians started laughing. Gosh. And I was like, man, it feels good because it was directed to them. Yeah, that's another highlight. Yeah.
It's beautiful how when you can put your stories on screen, but how to watch the reaction, because of course there's always the planning in there, and you hope it will resonate with audiences, but then to see audiences watching and oh my god,
it pays off.
Yeah,
it pays off.
With that for you both. Oh, I was just thinking because you mentioned dating a few times. How did you guys actually meet? Sorry. I saw one in the Marquesian. I love it.
I know, right?
I don't think I've ever met a mix, a couple that's Marquesian or something before. Yeah. Ever. And I never met a Marquesian in my life. Yeah. That's the first I've met. So rewind, I think almost 7 years ago. Wow. That's where we first met in the North Shore.
LOL. I'm sorry.
At a house party.
At a house party, but I was actually touring with a theatre show. Yeah, at that time. And one of our cast members went to the same school, same year as Carrisse, and invited him over to this house party. Yeah. And we met. When I first saw him, it was I always tell everyone, he literally looked like an angel with lights. He glowed right in front of me. I know it sounds dramatic. It sounds dramatic, but it was true. Yeah. And ever since then we've been inseparable. Inseparable.
Wow.
Before that, she took me to the dark, and that's how we dated.
It's a weird. No. The dark.
It's my Keishan journey.
Oh, okay. So you are.
Anyway, let's give that. Okay.
So for you, Kahu, when, for you when you first met, did it take a while, or was that for you the same, the instant reaction, caressing this beautiful Samoan wahine?
Not really, yeah.
It
was. For me, I always felt like when I came to New Zealand, I couldn't really connect with the Pasifika community because I was living on the North Shore.
Wow.
And I was so separated from the Pasifika community. So every people I could see, they were brown people I wanted to connect. And when I met Carisse, I was single at that time, and I was like, she's a lovely lady, she's beautiful, and I get to connect with brown people. And then from there I started off feeling the vibe, and I felt like, man, I can vibe, and then we started dating, and then meeting her family, and I just felt like, I'm part of the community. Before I wasn't. For almost 2 years I was just in a North Shore, and I didn't know what was the buzz about South Auckland and all those things. Then when I lived in South Auckland, then I realized, this is the community that everybody was talking about. Now I'm part of the community. That's how I felt when I met it. I felt like I met the community. Yeah.
Marquesian, again, not many Marquesians in Auckland and that. So for yourself, when you're with other polys, Pasifika, what, we're all the same to you? Like, growing up, and you think of your time growing up in Marquesians is like, man, we're all the same. Well, in terms of family and community and that.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Especially the food. No, honestly, it's all the same. It's all the same, the food. And also, like, what I realize is, for people who don't know, Marquesas, even though we're separated from the world, we're quite modernized. Even if it's far away, we're quite modernized. And when I came here, when I went to Samoa and Tongan community, they're really traditional. Like traditional in a way that was the Marquesas in the past.
Wow.
Yeah, and now when I look at how they deal with it, it's really traditional because now in Marquesas, the population has changed. It's a bit young now. They have a young mentality. I still have the people who live there, but when I came here, I just felt like I met my grandparents.
Wow.
They have the same structure, their house, and how they decorate their house, how they treat their children, how they deal with the food, the hierarchy, and all of that. This is something that doesn't exist anymore in Marquesas.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a modern now. But when I came here, I just felt like I was reconnecting with some part of my roots.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go on to another project. Kui, Mother. Oh, powerful. So, how long after Where I Belonged? How many years? Or was it just when you filmed it?
So while he was filming, I was writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So while I was filming it,
Where I Belong? Or
Find Where I Belong.
Yeah.
I was developing the script at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then we were like, yeah, that's the next short we're making. Like we just knew straight away that was the plan.
Wow.
So we made that last year.
Mm.
Yeah, last year and then released. No. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we made it last year and released this year. Oh yeah. Yes, I wrote and produced that short film.
Is it as with Where I Belong? Because based on a true story?
Yeah, that's based on a true story. It's actually based on my lived experience. So Kui is me, or based off who I was when I was younger. Yeah.
Mm.
So for those for our family watching, are you able, please, Carisse, just to give a bit of a synopsis, because it's a very powerful story.
So Kui means mother in Io Inana. It is a story about a 12-year-old girl who has an absent mother and alcoholic father, and kind of confronts like life's harsh realities, whilst also trying to protect her 3 younger brothers from kind of seeing that reality. So she's like stepping up into that mother role, and that's what we see unfold in the film.
I didn't know it was based on your personal lived experience. So how do you do that, sharing a story on screen for the whole world to see that is literally your story? And why did you decide to share your story as the next short for yourselves, Kakaia Productions?
Yeah, that actually began with a flashback, and the flashback was me always like waiting for my dad after school to pick us up, and would always be the last kids waiting. So then we were going to place, just waiting for him. And back in the day, you didn't have phones. Yeah. So just waiting to see if anything happens. And one day, this one memory, he didn't. And then I remembered, I know where his mate lives, and I've only been there once. And what's it called? The real story is that the coach, my netball coach, had seen us waiting, and it was like kind of nighttime. And she said, "Where's your dad?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I think he's at this place." So I kind of guided her to where my father was, and there he was at this house. But yeah, it's really interesting because it is a love story, and my family asks that all the time, like my extended family. Why would you write a personal story and going to show the whole world?
Pushback from your family, like you shouldn't do this.
In the beginning, it was all good.
Yeah.
They were all good because we also did a crowdfunding as well to supplement and get more funds. And they were like, "Yeah, go Reese, you can do this." But as soon as they knew that we were like produced, like it was actually in production, that's when all the fear started happening, and they were like, "Oh, if I were your family member, I would be hesitant to share things like that."
Okay.
But the story is not about that. It's not about my parents. It's actually about me, and this is my life. This is my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's honoring that young girl, her journey, but also kind of to empower people who are also going through what I went through. That's basically what it is. Like I think, well, my family, that, and maybe Pacific families in general, just don't. How do you say? They think it might be embarrassing or scared to share things like that. But actually, when you pull yourself and look at it from a bird's eye view and see like how massive the world is, so many people resonate with it.
So many people resonate.
So many people.
Yeah.
You know, with that story, joining on what Carisse is saying, how do you do that? And the thing is that something me and Carisse are going through on a personal level too. You know, when you tell stories, it's a healing process for you. Like even for me, even for my dad, even for Carisse, her story, her dad, her family. We're not making the film we're making the film, but it's also the process of healing through the process of making the film.
Yeah.
Hence why the film, when people watch it, they can resonate with it because it comes from a healing place.
Nice.
And when we work on those two films, we never thought about we're gonna be famous and rich.
Yeah.
We were crying through it, saying how painful that was to just put everything out, and the embarrassment, the shame, and the thoughts of those stories might not connect with the world, and especially the shame. And then that putting together into a script. And the first time I've read Carisse's script, I just kept crying. I'm like, I can see this scene, I can see this happening. It's really hard. I can see it because I could connect from a deeper level. And then we were crying so many times, just like, I can't believe it's like that. But that actually fed into the film.
And to add, like, it's a small thing, because of like healing through that writing process, I actually empathize with my parents way more.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I felt like I actually could understand why they made the choices they did.
Yeah.
And I empathize with them. And you've already watched the film, a lot of people commented, wow, you didn't write your father in a really bad light. And I thought it was going to happen that way. I said, no, because at the end of the day, I love my dad. He's my best friend. Like, I love him so much. And he was he's a solo father most of his life. But in that film, I chose love for both my dad and my mom. Because she had a dream.
She had a dream to go to Samoa and do a thing.
My dad, he had dreams, but he couldn't because he had 4 kids to look after. But that doesn't mean it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing it out, but in a narrative and showing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the best way we can, like while honoring all those people.
Yeah. And then in the process of creating,
Sure.
you know, it's a personal, but when the film is done, it doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
It's like those characters, they are this. That's not Carisse's story or Kahu's story anymore. It's Elvis's story. It's Kui's story, and we have to look at it as that, and that belongs to the audience, to everybody who watch it.
Yeah.
And we have to disconnect ourselves from that and let that be like everything that you create. You have to disconnect and let that become its own thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you talk with either of your parents beforehand? Yeah.
Of course.
And what was the initial when you first approached them regarding the project?
Yeah. So I approached my mom first, and
She's still in Samoa.
Yeah, she lives in Samoa, but she used to be based in New Zealand. She lives in Samoa, living her best life.
Okay.
Yeah, same mom. So I talked to her about the project, where it was at the time, and I was like, "Hey, mom, just want to let you know, like, what I just explained. I'm not talking down about how we were raised, and this is how I'm gonna, like, how Kahu's gonna shoot it, and this is how I'm gonna write it. And you have a tiny role, like your character it's inspired. It's inspired. It's not you. It's just inspired." And she was like, amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah, do it, with her blessing. And then I asked my dad the same thing. And I was like, Dad, do you remember, well, I'm not gonna say the scene, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I was like, do you remember when you did that? And he would crack up. And I was like, well, I'm actually gonna write a scene.
Yeah, use it in the film.
Yeah, in the film. So and because of that, we had a conversation about what actually happened that night. So actually opened a lot of conversations with my own parents. Yeah.
When it took the top prize at Rhode Film Festival,
I know.
which is in what
New
the
York.
East,
New York,
East
New
Coast.
York,
I don't know.
All the states are there.
Yeah.
A film made here in New Zealand. Shout out to Holy Cross. Come on now. It's literally around the corner from my house. Anyway, but when you get that type of recognition, well, for you, what is it? Validation, celebration? What is it?
To me, it's a celebration of Pacific storytelling. That's basically it.
We're the
It's-
only Pacific stories in that lineup. And there were 7,000 submissions.
Over 7,000 submissions.
And then when we made it to the festival, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're like,
Because wins.
no.
before the-
When it got selected to the film,
Yeah.
the film festival, and then I think we didn't have any expectation. We're just like, hope people love it. Good story. We know it's gonna do well, and then that what happened.
Yeah, I was just because each film festival they also have awards night, and I was like, oh, I saw like they had a story, so I had a look, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, babe, we won best Indigenous short, and he was
Grand
like,
prize.
yeah, I was like, not first prize, grand prize, yeah. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's legit, we won something, yeah, and then I still can't believe it because I'm like, wow, it's the audience there definitely resonated with it, and selected our film out of all the films they had watched that day, and because it's judged by jury as well.
And it's like, those people might not be Pacific. You know what I mean? It's like you go to a place where people can really relate to it.
Yeah.
And then and they probably experience that in their life. I think for us and for me, I'm like, man, I can't believe there's people in the world that can see themselves in there.
Yeah, that's
I love. Thank you for allowing me to watch both the shorts. What I love is that both stories are quite stark and dark, but yet they both end on very positive and uplifting tone.
Yeah.
So for yourselves, when you're looking at a subject or in pre-production, and that's always for yourselves. What do you want to leave audiences with when they watch a Kakaia production short film?
exactly that. Hope. It's hope.
Hope the light in the darkness. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not all light all the time, especially for people. Let's be honest. Like we all live in the shadows. And I think Kakaia production is about acknowledging that truth, not selling this whole paradise-looking coconut trees and white sand life that we all live. Like it's not like that. Like we wanna tell the truth for our people so they don't feel ashamed, and then showing hope because our characters in the film they're driven. They want to get something done, and that's who we are.
Nice.
And that's why we want to tell a story that is close to that truth, because that's who we are. We don't want to tell stories to tell people how cool we are. We want to tell a story about ourselves, about our hearts, and how we feel about life.
Awesome.
Production-wise,
what was the biggest learning from Where I Belong to Kui? Because I'm assuming that the process, now that you've got a bit of experience under your belt, makes it that much more easier because in time is money. So, now we're going real primal way. But let's just. What was the biggest learning from Where I Belong to Kui in terms of the production side?
I think for me it's experience.
Okay.
I've gained more experience, confidence. Like for Find Where I Belong, I have zero experience in directing. I only directed dances and choreography. But for Kui this time, I took my time. I said, what does a director do? I'm gonna do exactly what they do. And then we have mentors, and we're like, I'm gonna do exactly what they do, A to Z. And then I realized, man, this is I can do it. And it was the experience, but on top of that, it was the scale of the shoot too.
Okay.
It's like we were not shooting underneath a bridge with no permits. You know what I mean? You know.
Sorry, you're from Council.
Wait, hold up. We did have a permit.
Yeah, we didn't have a permit, but it's just the expression of it. You know, we're shooting on locations where
expression or exploration. No, okay.
But this time things were done with safety. There were kids. We're trying to run it like a professional set. The first time was passion. We're doing it with whatever we have. But for me personally, it was like we're doing it in a professional way. There's place to eat. There's toilet. There's safety. There's everybody's being casted in the proper way. Everybody's been paid in the proper way. That's what we wanted to do. For me personally.
Carisse, for you?
I think off the top of my head, I would say the processes, like the workflow process, and having templates. Because we, as producers, you're working behind a laptop like 24/7. And right where I belong, I was really scared to reach out to people. And that's why usually, like, I mean, that's a common experience, but you're scared to ask for help or advice or templates to help make your process smoother, faster. And there's so many things I probably forgot that I didn't do properly. And then Kui came the next year or two. And in between that, I was also working for different productions. And so, yeah, my experience went from 1% to like 101.
Wow.
Yeah. And because of that, I learned, what's it called? Yeah, I learned the power of community for sure. And I didn't have to like overstretch myself because I did everything myself the first time. But this time I was like, okay, I need an assistant. I need someone to do that. And they need an assistant. Okay, they maybe put a little bit more money on the food. And yeah, so.
Yeah. I suppose it's a little bit of that trusting too, allowing people that, okay, I bring somebody on, but then trusting that they know what they're doing and then so, okay, that's less hassle on my end.
Yeah.
Now, the amazing cast from Kui, I don't mind saying when I was watching, just especially for the lead of Kui, man, beautiful. Tell us about the cast for Kui.
So we actually we held a 2-day like a screen introduction for kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we did that with the help of Maya.
Maya Dolls, yes, that was our acting coach.
She's our acting coach.
Awesome.
So she led that with Kahu, but we kind of combined that with also
A workshop.
A workshop, but also like just auditioning.
Yeah.
So we 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Twice on the weekend. Yeah.
We didn't want the kids to feel like they're competing against each other.
Yeah.
We want the kids to be like, do your best, work together. We are the one picking you, not you trying to find out who's gonna be the best.
Nice.
So we have a big selection of our leads for Kui and boys for the family. So we had a big mix.
Yeah, and they're playing lots of games. But because Maya's an actress as well and trained in that, she led the games and everything. But our Kui wasn't found there. Kahu actually had met Genevieve at like a
paparazzi.
Yeah.
It's Sarah.
And then when I went there, I had that film in mind, and I always said to myself, I need to find who's gonna be the lead.
Yeah.
And then and not gonna lie, doing the paparazzi, I was just casting my head, we were looking around everywhere we went, and I found Genevieve, and I looked at her, and I was like, this girl, she has something.
Wow.
And she has something really special, and I kept her in mind. I was like, she had the thing that I think we need for this film. It's this. There's this like she's not outgoing. She's really about everything
the inner strength.
Yeah, and then what comes out of her,
yeah.
It's always about truth. She's not trying to pretend to be something. And I kept her in mind, and we auditioned other girls, and
so we had her. But Kahu pretty much cast her.
Yeah.
Both the boys, the twins,
Yeah.
because you see there's twin boys. That was so last minute. That was the night before the 2-day screen introduction workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kahu like put out a Facebook post, and then his homestay from years ago had seen it, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, we know a friend who has twin boys."
My twin boys.
No, she's a godmother, right?
Yeah,
godmother to those twins.
Funny how life's turning around. The first time I came into New Zealand, I had a Samoan family as homestay.
But of course you did.
Samoan family. I had Samoan and Jennifer. She's Filipino. And then I met them, and they looked after me really well. Who would have known?
Yeah.
Years after, when I posted on Facebook, Carrisse was looking, and they're like, "Yeah, the two twins, they come in." When they came in, and I look at the parents, and I look at the Samoan family, and I was like, everything's just alignment.
Yeah. And you find other kids that are great as individual characters, and we saw that, and we were going back and forth. But at the end of the day, you had to see how they look as an ensemble.
The whole course.
So so there are other people that missed it just due to the fact that they all were succinct.
Yeah.
Just for the story.
Man.
Yeah.
I sharing a little bit, just that one scene underneath the tree.
Yeah.
You know, to seeing them all together, and of course, I bought it straight away that they're all siblings. But then when you're talking about the lead Genevieve,
Genevieve.
the strength in the stillness, which you touched on.
Yeah.
It's like, man, there's a lot going on when she's physically still, but man, there's so much that like, man, this girl.
And she was a first-time actor.
First-time
She's
actor.
never
Never
acted
acting
before. Never.
Well, mind you, White Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
They built a company. Yeah.
But also her parents.
Yeah.
They're actors as well.
Parents.
Well, there you go.
So
Yes.
shout out to Nora and Mike.
Michael!
Tick!
2000!
2010.
Yes, come on!
Yes.
Sorry, Kahu. And now, tell us, so you've got a current project, it's finished post-production and ready to screen, and tell us a bit about that one.
So it's called, so our next project is called O Alofa Nei, O Alofa Nā. Love Me, Love You, which is directed and written by another emerging filmmaker. Her name is Giselle Ilawa.
Wow.
Yeah. So she approached me late last year when she got shortlisted to be her producer, and I said yes because she's a friend of mine as well. And then we had production earlier this year, and it will premiere at Show Me Shorts in October 11th.
Wow.
Yeah. And Kahu actually worked as our art assist.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're sort of expanding in terms of collaboration now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so the learnings again from this one, based on the previous projects, it's getting sort of more streamlined, refined. Yeah.
I think O Alofa Nei, O Alofa Nā is honestly the most streamlined my work has ever been.
Wow.
Like I think I finally figured out what works for me.
Nice.
And also the collaborations, like the pool of people that want to work with us and with those people that we're involved with is like bigger and bigger.
Wow.
So and because of, as well as the other projects I'm involved with, I meet so many people, and I kind of like cherry pick the people that I know vibe so well with me. I'm like, do you want to work with me? And they're like, yeah. So that's what we do. Like we all kind of piggyback off each other and be like, oh yeah, I'll help you on this, and you can help me on that, and vice versa. Yeah, that's.
I don't know what I'm thinking, but do you want to build a snowman?
It is.
Yeah.
So currently, short film now. But for yourselves, is there a goal for the future, or are you already starting at looking at a feature film?
Yeah. I've already got started. We're in development for a feature film called Kakaia.
Wow.
Yeah. And Children of Tiki. So it's a film about the dance group that I left in French Polynesia. And that's our next project as a feature documentary.
Nice.
We received a little bit of funding for development, a little bit of funding for production. Now we're all about navigating how we can upscale to go to that level. Because now we're speaking about feature film, we're speaking about a product in the market, a product that needs to be protected, and the money that comes with it, the time, and how we can deal with public funding. Like the lucky thing that we have with Kui and the project that Carisse will be showing in October with Giselle, it's public funding. So it's not like you take it out of your pocket. You're just like, okay, God will like give me the money back. Yeah, it's like it's public. Now you're dealing with people, outside people that trust your vision, and somehow they banking on you to make sure
the stakes are
higher.
Yeah.
And then that's where we are. It's like, because the more the stakes are high, the more public money you have, the more you have to justify it, how you deal with it. And that's Carisse's job at the moment, So
the question then, because this, I'm sure, creative, it's how do you stay true to the vision without having to compromise based on other people investing in your project? Because it's always that fine line.
Always.
Yeah. That's why we make Kakaia Productions.
Yeah.
But so that the people above the line, the people above the line are the ones who hold the vision, who hold the story. And you're just, and then the more people you add to it, it kind of strengthens it more because they also believe in your story. So it's actually not trying to convince those other people that our story is good. It's actually the other way around. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not, we're not trying to bank it. We know the story is pure. We know the story is amazing. Like the one Children of Tiki that we're developing. It's a beautiful story. It's layers and layers and years of intergenerational trauma and healing and like the revolution that his dance group had made back home in the
Through
Marquesas, through
Yeah,
dance
wow.
and song, through dance and chanting, and through like these young kids who just want to be identified as these Marquesians.
Express themselves freely.
Yeah. So so because we know the essence of the film, we're not trying to sell them that. Like, I think they can already tell, and probably you can already tell by the way I'm talking, just how passionate we are about the subject, and that's enough. That's enough.
I think it's definitely that. When you look at people who give funding, they are humans too. There are people who have hearts and people who have feelings. I think personally, how I approach it, I want project to have a social impact. It's one thing to make a great film artistic, but I think where I'm positioned and where we are positioned, we want to make film. Personally, I want to make film that have a social impact, where people feel like they're included, where people feel like they're represented, and that is important. Because then eventually those founders, when they come in, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Want to be rich and famous? It's like, yeah, probably 20 years, but not, like, no. It's all about how can this story can serve us as a community, as a Pacific community. Like then people be like, so if I fund you, I help my community, I help you, I help them. So that's the whole goal, and then that's the whole cycle that we want to build and build that trust.
But the business is there for sure.
But the business,
of course. But we don't. I think if you think too much about that, maybe. I don't know. I think we're not at that point yet where we can think about that because we've never.
We're not like
new territory that we're just navigating through now.
Yeah.
So
So for potential storytellers, directors, writers, actors that are watching, from the journey so far for Kakaia, what is the encouragement or advice for yourselves, having taken that leap of faith and now going from glory to glory? What's the biggest encouragement for those watching?
Yeah, I think the biggest encouragement, it's look where I'm from. I'm from the Marquesas Island, and my village is like there's probably like 3 people living in there, and I live with goats, and I have nothing else there, no neighbors. And if you're in a place where you have infrastructures, you have schools, you have grants, you have people, mentors. I never had people to look up to. Like I never had who's a Marquesian filmmaker out there? Who's an actor out there? Like when I look at people saying, "Oh, that's Cliff Curtis, that's Timur Morrison," I'm jealous. I'm like, I don't have anybody to look up to, but I look up to them, and I want to look at people like The Rock and the older Samoan artists and actors making it, and the Tongan artists. I'm a bit jealous, and I'm like, man, they are making it. What my advice is, like, nowadays, people has made it. There's people in our community who has made it all the way, and all we need to do now is to leave our ego aside and just follow the path and go for it. And there's no barrier for you to go in there. It's right in front of you. You guys went to uni.
Yeah.
Like
Self-seat. Come on. Yeah. Don't put yourself down, bro. It's just as important. Yeah.
And then my fee that I pay for Celsius is probably a whole 3 years of Unitech. I pay international fees out of my pocket, and in my mom's pocket, but she's still paying that off.
Yeah.
But it's just to show that my advice, it's like, if that's what you want to do, treat it, normalize it. It's not a dream. The dream is what you're going to become. But the thing is that this is right in front of you. You got to do step by step. And doing as a community, it's not about who's going to be first, who's going to be the most rich or the most famous or the most TikTok viewers.
Yeah.
It's about us together, doing this together. Like Pacific Island, we're the most underrepresented people in the world. And then we have the most beautiful story, the most beautiful culture. We don't need much. We just need the skills and to share it. And I think that's my advice. It's like, if that's what you want to share Pacifica story, however you like it, to screen, theater, film, to podcast, do it. Do it from the love. Think about the heart. Leave the ego aside.
Nice.
That's my advice. The ego will always tell you have to be better. You have to be better. You have to be better than this person. Put the heart, because our heart are all connected. And when we do that together, that make us do great things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Carisse?
My advice would be to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Like actually trust and back yourself.
Wow.
And it really took me to find Kahu to truly believe in myself and write kui. And I think if I didn't meet him, I don't think I would have made kui. Yeah. So because I was so affected by my upbringing, I thought, oh my gosh, that's hindering me. It's my limitations. But actually, because of that, you're actually limiting yourself. So yeah, and so you kind of need to understand. Maybe look at your surroundings. You know, like if look up, you have a roof over your head. Maybe look outside, and like look, this is we live in a beautiful, privileged country, and like Kahu said, we have rich stories. We're catching up. Like Kui and Whanau Blanc and O Alofa Nei, Alofa Nā, it's just adding and contributing more to Pacific storytelling, and we want to make more. Like, and just if we're doing it, you can do it. It's not simple, but you can do it if you just need to believe in yourself 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it is a very big thank you, Carisse, Uta'i, and Kahu Kaiha. How do you say thank you in Mākesian?
You say vai e nui.
Vai e nui. You know what? Before I finish my outro, I want you to say something in Mākesian to all the Mākesians that are watching. Just some encouragement, please.
La koto kotu te hino e nana, ho te iri, tēnei hana o e hana nei i nei au te aroa, e hana na tātou, no tātou hae nana. I'm gonna get emotional, but hey, ho te iri, mea hana nui tēnei hana, me a tēnei hana na tātou pautu, mea ka hei tō tātou hino e mua, mea ka kanaha tō tātou pua ia, me titahi mea, me kawi tōko te hino ana nei mua o. Ka ohanu vai e nu.
Beautiful. So links to Kakaia Productions are in the description of our Talanoa. Thank you both so much again for sharing your inspirational stories. So blessed. Love it, and keep up the great work. I can't wait to attend one of your future premieres in Europe or something, so that'll be good.
Hey, listen. Hey, Pa! Watch it, Pa!
Come on, Seuli. Come on. Like and subscribe for more great content, and join us next week when we have another episode of Talanoa Moana, highlighting amazing stories in our Pasifika diaspora. That's us for this evening. God bless. Tō whāsoi fua, look after one another. How do you say thank you again?
Vai e nui.
Vai e nu.
Vai